How's everybody doing this evening, or whatever time of day it is you're watching this? So, I just thought of another real funny thing that happened back in the day. It was we called it Doomsday for the people with bald heads in the congregation, and not just bald heads, but people who had like box hairstyles with like designs or parts or anything in the hair. So at the time, I had a box hairstyle, and I did have like a part. I just had like one part in my head. Um, but in our congregation, we had a fairly large congregation. I think it was probably, I don't know, 300 and some people at most meetings. And there had to be like 30 brothers who had bald heads. I don't think any elders did, but definitely some ministerial servants and a whole bunch of other people with some responsibilities at the Kingdom Hall had bald heads. People working the literature counter. So right after the circuit overseer visited, it was like the next meeting or maybe two meetings after that, we had a local needs talk. And it was talking about worldly hairstyles and how people in the congregation should not be trying to emulate the world and act like the world and appear as they're part of the world. And they specifically mentioned bald heads, and they said, with a lot of athletes and singers and rappers and entertainers, the look was to have a bald head, not because they had to, because of they could grow hair, but just to look cool, or to look sporty or whatever. I don't remember the exact terminology that they used, but they said that any brother in the congregation that wanted to have responsibilities could not and should not have that kind of hairstyle, and they should not have a bald head. They needed to grow their hair out and groom their hair and look more like a gentleman, I think is what they said during the talk. And then they also touched on like box hairstyles, which was no hair on the side and back, hair up top, kid and play style, but maybe not as tall as kids, but which I did have a box at the time. Mine wasn't real tall, but I did have one. And people wearing that, which was a hairstyle that they said during the talk was like a hairstyle of rappers and singers and again entertainers, and they said that people wearing those would make someone walking in off the street into a Kingdom Hall feel like it's just like any other part of the world, and that you should have a more subtle hairstyle, a better groomed hairstyle, not have that kind of hairstyle. So between the boxes but there was a lot more people with bald heads, a lot more people with responsibility with bald heads, and so that's where it started to get funny. So like the next meeting, you gotta understand that these are people we had never seen their hair. They had always had their hair shaved, and they didn't grow facial hair, obviously. They were witnesses. A few witnesses had mustache, but most of them were just completely clean shaven in my congregation. So I had never seen any hair on any of them. And then all of a sudden they showed up, I realized all the hair is gray. Not only that, but they got patches of hair. When you shave your head bald and you've been doing it for a long time, as you let it start to just grow back in naturally, it's not going to grow back evenly everywhere. It's going to be growing at different rates. And so some of it grows faster here and here. So people's hair started to look wild. Like people started to look, lightweight, homeless. They look bad, their hair. And it was people who look, we thought they looked like 30 years old with the hair shaved. They looked like 50 when their hair started to grow back in. And patches all over the place, the George Jefferson bald spot and everything. And it was crazy because they were all kind of embarrassed, but they wanted the responsibility. So we used to have so much fun making fun of people back then in the congregation and how their hair was looking, because they didn't have a choice. And it was hilarious. It was just funny, just another random funny thing, that I was talking to somebody about that I remembered. And I don't know if that was done everywhere. I don't know if it was just our circuit overseer thought it was an issue in our congregation. I don't know if, in other congregations people weren't allowed to have boxes and bald heads. I don't know, but it became a big thing there. So after that, you know, they had to grow their hair back. Some of their hair never grew back, you know, correctly. You know, they just had to go ahead and rock with whatever they could rock with and make it work. But you know, it was funny. It was funny. And you know, when I left and stopped going to the hall, it was still like that. So I don't know if things have changed now. I don't even know, like I said, if it was everywhere where they were doing that. But I know when I left, it was still like that. So no one could have a bald head. No one could have like a box. You know, so just another little funny little tidbit that I thought of. You know, if that became an issue in your congregation too, leave me a comment. Let me know. I'd just be interested to know if that was just kind of in our area that they were kind of enforcing that. But just another little funny tidbit. You have a good day.